Throughout human history, we have held a deep and abiding fascination with honey. This golden liquid, crafted with extraordinary precision by bees, is often held up as nature's perfect sweetener. It is frequently called a healthy sugar, a guilt-free indulgence that offers more than mere sweetness. We are told it is a wiser choice than the refined white crystals of table sugar that populate our modern diets. But in the quiet, empirical world of biology, one must ask a simple question. Is this reputation truly deserved? Is honey a benign gift from the natural world, or simply another form of sugar with a more rustic and appealing story? To explore this question, we embarked upon a simple, yet revealing, 30-day experiment. The premise was straightforward. Consume a measured amount of honey every single day for 1 month and observe the body's response. We would not be looking for miracles but for the subtle and cumulative changes that such a consistent dietary shift might bring about. This journey is a chronicle of that experience, a personal scientific story told through the lens of our own physiology. We will follow a clear path, charting the course of this experiment week by week, observing each new development as it unfolds. Our experiment commenced on day 1 with a teaspoon of honey, its rich floral sweetness a pleasant start to the morning. The initial effect was almost immediate. Honey is composed primarily of 2 simple sugars: glucose, fructose. Think of glucose as the sprinter. It is absorbed directly into the bloodstream with remarkable speed, providing a quick and noticeable surge of energy. This can feel like a welcome lift, a gentle push that sharpens focus and fuels the body for immediate tasks. For anyone heading into a morning workout or facing a demanding start to their day, this rapid energy delivery can feel like a distinct advantage. However, the laws of metabolic balance are strict, and what goes up must often come down. This rapid influx of glucose triggers the release of insulin, a hormone whose job is to usher that sugar out of the blood and into our cells for use. If this process is too brisk, it can lead to a subsequent dip in blood sugar, often called a crash. This can manifest as a feeling of fatigue, irritability, or a sudden craving for more sugar a few hours later. During this first week, it became a fascinating exercise to observe this delicate dance between the initial energy boost and the potential for a later slump, a rhythm dictated by the timing and quantity of honey consumed. The other major sugar in honey, fructose, behaves quite differently. It is the marathon runner to glucose's sprint. Fructose does not enter the bloodstream as quickly. Instead, it travels to the liver. As we moved into the second week, our focus shifted from the immediate rush of energy to the deeper, more mysterious world of the gut. This vast, internal ecosystem, teeming with trillions of microorganisms, plays a profound role in our overall health, influencing everything from digestion to mood. Honey, particularly in its raw form, is known to contain compounds that can act as prebiotics. These are substances that are not digested by us, but instead serve as food for the beneficial bacteria in our intestines, encouraging their growth and activity. This week was about listening for the quiet signs of change from within. Raw honey is a living substance in a way that processed honey is not. It contains trace amounts of pollen, bee propolis enzymes, beneficial bacteria. When consumed, these components can gently influence the composition of our gut flora. Processed honey, on the other hand, is typically filtered and pasteurized, heated to high temperatures. This kills potential yeast and creates a clearer, more uniform product, but it strips many delicate bioactive compounds. For nurturing the gut, raw, unprocessed honey appears to be the more promising candidate. By the third week, the experiment ventured into the territory of the immune system and inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is now understood to be a key driver of many modern ailments, and diet plays a significant role in either fanning its flames or helping to quell them. Honey has a long-standing reputation in traditional medicine as a substance with antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. This is largely attributed to its content of antioxidants, including flavonoids, phenolic acids. These compounds act as cellular protectors. The concentration of these beneficial antioxidants is notably higher in darker raw varieties of honey compared to their lighter, processed counterparts. Throughout this week, we paid close attention to subtle signs that might indicate a shift in inflammatory status. This could include changes in joint stiffness, skin clarity, or the frequency of minor aches and pains. While a teaspoon of honey is certainly not a potent anti-inflammatory drug, the cumulative effect of a daily dose of antioxidants, day after day, could theoretically contribute to a small but meaningful reduction in the body's overall inflammatory load. It is a quiet background process. In the final week of our 30-day experiment, we turn to the most objective measure of all, our own blood. While feelings of energy and digestive comfort are important, they are subjective. Blood markers provide cold, hard data about what is happening inside our metabolic machinery. Ideally measure key indicators before the experiment and again at its conclusion. Key markers: fasting glucose, HbA1c triglycerides, cholesterol levels. Fasting blood glucose measures sugar after an overnight fast, showing how your body manages sugar at rest. HbA1c shows average blood sugar over 2 to 3 months. 1 month of honey might not shift HbA1c dramatically, but it can influence fasting glucose and triglycerides. Triglycerides are a fat in the blood, often linked to high sugar and refined carbs, because the liver converts excess sugar into fat. Test results depend on overall dietary context. Adding a tablespoon of honey on top of a sugar-rich diet is adding fuel to the fire. Expect increases in fasting glucose and triglycerides. Negative metabolic impact. Throughout this 30-day exploration, one principle has emerged as more important than any other: the distinction between replacing and adding. The ultimate impact of daily honey consumption on your health hinges almost entirely on this single choice. It is a simple concept, but one that holds the key to whether this experiment becomes a step toward better health or a step in the wrong direction. Imagine your daily diet as a carefully balanced container. What you put in matters, but so does what you take out to make room for it. Let us first consider the scenario of adding. This involves maintaining your current diet, with all its existing sugars and calories, and simply adding a spoonful of honey on top each day. While a single teaspoon contains only about 21 calories, this habit adds up to over 600 extra calories per month. If these calories are not offset by increased physical activity, they will be stored by the body, likely as fat. More importantly, you are increasing your total daily sugar load, which can put additional strain on your pancreas and liver, potentially contributing to insulin resistance and higher triglycerides over time. In this context, honey is simply more sugar. When we speak of honey, it is easy to imagine a single uniform substance, but the honey on supermarket shelves can be dramatically different from what comes straight from a beekeeper's hive. The primary distinction is raw versus processed honey. This difference matters for the 30-day experiment. It can change gut health and antioxidant intake. Nature versus industrial refinement. Raw honey, as it exists in the beehive, with minimal processing. It's typically strained to remove debris, not heated or pasteurized. This gentle handling preserves delicate components. It contains traces of bee pollen and propolis, a resinous substance with antimicrobial properties. Most importantly, it retains natural enzymes and a greater concentration of antioxidants, the compounds linked to anti-inflammatory potential. When selecting a honey, look for labels that say raw or unfiltered. Often, buying from a local beekeeper is the best way to get a truly natural product, straight from the hive. While our 30-day journey into the world of honey is an illuminating experiment for many, it is not a path that everyone should take. Honey, despite its natural origins and wholesome reputation, remains a potent source of sugar. The most important group that must exercise extreme caution: diabetes, established insulin resistance. Their ability to manage blood sugar is already compromised. Adding a daily source of concentrated sugar like honey can make it harder to keep glucose stable. Another critical warning: infants. Never give honey to a child under 1 year. After 30 days of daily observation, a clear picture emerges. The journey has taken us from the immediate feelings of energy to the quiet workings of our gut and the objective data in our blood. The accumulated evidence, both subjective and objective, allows us to draw a balanced conclusion. The daily consumption of honey did not reveal a miraculous superfood capable of transforming health overnight. Instead, it revealed a substance of nuance and context, one whose effects are profoundly shaped by dose, type, and, most importantly, the diet it becomes a part of. The most positive outcomes were observed when honey was used as a strategic replacement for more highly processed sugars. Swapping a teaspoon of honey for refined sugar in tea or for a sugary snack resulted in more stable energy levels and the satisfaction of choosing a more natural food. The raw honey, with its payload of antioxidants and enzymes, offered a theoretical advantage for gut health and inflammation, though these effects were gentle and not easily measured without sophisticated tests. Is honey a superfood or just smarter sugar? The answer depends on how you use it. Subscribe to Primehealth for science-backed health experiments.